All right, let's get this started. Open up my PowerPoint. Okay, so giving a little brief rundown of my topic that I chose health issues and services for women in conflict affected settings and refugees. Some of the demographics of health issues affecting women is the increased experience of violent trauma that they experience, especially in the US, sexually transmitted infections or STIs. These include HIV, chlamydia, syphilis, and gonorrhea, dental problems, incomplete immunization, which we see how important that is nowadays, and a lack of preventative care. Demographics of these countries, a lack of coverage, especially in the US. So most of these individuals are only supported by the Affordable Care Act, which is tricky if they don't have anything like a visa or a green card to show that they're below the poverty, or to show that they're legal and below the poverty line to receive care. And then this follows up with people who do not have a visa or are not considered legal, have a fear of deportation if they do try to reach out for help. And then I wanted to throw in just some aspects of transcultural health. So having culturally sensitive care is extremely important to, especially the United States, which is like a melting pot of all these different cultures and beliefs. Having services to translate and assist and just basically have a representation for all the different cultures that are, merging into the United States. So some of the cultural similarities and differences among women are social determinants of health that include topics like money and cultural beliefs. Money is very black and white, as is, this is not a socialized system that we have in the United States. So everything like private care or something, or most that even aren't considered refugees, just a normal, average, and basic citizen, depend a lot on private care that through their employers. So imagine being in a third world country or any foreign land where you're basically on your own if you do not have like high income to represent yourself. And cultural beliefs are another huge stepping stone to get over. Specifically, so some examples would be like in Syrian and Japanese beliefs, they don't really have a certain stigma when it comes to something like mental care. So it's basically very much frowned upon to receive care, and they're not very much recognized in their beliefs. So this leads them to basically blow off, what is a valid reason to seek help, all because of the fear of being neglected in their own communities. Some of the ethical consideration and actions. Health policy reform is something I would personally like to see regarding the United States. We know that there's a lot of issues when it comes to the lack of coverage. And then once people are even qualified for coverage, the fine print of usually how insurance companies base off what they can do to serve the public is very fine, and it leaves a lot of people stranded and hopeless. Development projects like the Empowering Migrant and Refugee Women Project. This is specifically in Australia. So this allowed refugees and immigrants, to basically have an easy transition into a new land. So in Australia, they would do things like help learn the language, or help immigrants and women refugees learn the language of the nation, help their kids get into schools, and then help other things like job opportunities and receiving healthcare.